Yo, this is your boy, the Omega Katana here. Welcome back to the Omega Dimension podcast. And today is Friday, so not many people will show up because of plans as well as the weekend. Oops, my bad. So, anyways, before we begin, sorry about that. Like, whenever I try to share videos on my podcast on YouTube, it's like I hate it when I hear myself speak. It kind of distracts me. And before we begin, let us just say that we're live right now, and let me just tell you straight up. You know when you're talking, everybody talks crap about each other once in a while or once every day. Every day, yeah, it's common because people want to get that stress out of their minds and whatnot. And yes, my connection is kind of low. That's why I'm not using my webcam. And what's good? What's good, Bleeding Shadow? How you been doing today? Because I've been fine. I'm not inviting any people today because basically I'm trying. Oh, excuse me. I'm I'm trying to like do this myself because I got a thought here, and I don't feel like doing a video, so it's going to be a discussion in the chat today. So thanks for coming by and saying hello. And today is that on. Let me show you this on Twitter for a minute. Let's get to the point here. Look at this here. Like, look at this tweet here by Tony Palanco. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. It is disgusting to see how nasty Western devs are towards their Japanese counterparts. I doubt the Ubi dev would have been as vile towards a Western dev. If they would have done that, it would have been drama. So, anyways, this is sadly something that has persisted for decades. Funny considering Japanese games and consoles saved the industry. And here I left a comment here and whatnot. Like, yeah, look at these comments here. It doesn't make sense either. And here's a thread of Gene Park, aka a games journalist and reporter, and whatnot. And those little stuff here. And like so, basically, I'm just scrolling this down here. These tweets here, like it doesn't make any sense how the hate's going on here. Like, there's like I'll go look the threads, the hate comments and whatnot. Let's look about the haterade, man. You get the point here? Because basically, you just don't do that type of stuff at all. If you hate it, that's fine. If you love it, that's great. But talking bad about a game's success because it overshadowed another one and complaining about a UX, where does this term UX come from? I know UI means user interface, but I don't see any problem with Elden Ring's interface. In fact, it doesn't let you hold its hands, unlike most Western games, and to the point that you're basically watching a movie and not playing a game. And Mad Matt, the heavy metal pilot, I will let you on a little later on. So I'm just giving my quick little thoughts here before I let any people on. But let me just say that nose is running too, so excuse me about that. And you just don't do that crap on Twitter where everybody can see your thoughts. And even though it's another dev from another country, and you're getting all pissy and angry and seething and loathing because you're basically your games want to be like your game got overshadowed by an Asian dev. Talk about really petty, man, to the point you're making up industry terms like UX and whatnot. What the hell's wrong with these people, man? Like, it's unprofessional, and it seems like the Western industry is a jerk. And yes, social media can go screw itself because basically it's showing. I just use social media to share interests and hobbies, but people treat it like it's like their own personal diary. Man, Like, man, I remember when diaries were a thing with girls and they write type of stuff in it and whatnot. Who does that anymore? Oh yeah, everyone does on social media. But as I showed a little earlier here, like look at the seething of these comments here. Like it's ridiculous. And here's the funny thing. Let me move back here for a minute. Look, let me go back to like Tony Palanco commented. If he doesn't mind me like screen sharing his little comment here, but look at this. Like, he has a good point. Like, Japanese games brought video games back into style in the United States. Europe is another thing. But I'm talking about in America's terms because I'm from America and Nintendo saved the American gaming industry as a whole to make it to be cool again, to like video games. And you're just like, and look, people, like, basically, if you saw what you saw what I just showed right now, because basically he's a gamer, and we should be celebrating all gamers' achievements. Why people are complaining that Elden Ring brought excitement and new innovation to the oversaturated open world sandbox genre. And yes, Tony Palanco's a pretty cool dude indeed. Also, check out his podcast, Throwdown Show, if you can, Mega Dude. Okay, I will one day. But seriously, but let me just say this. We as gamers, or the gaming community as a whole, is more globalized as ever before. That includes Japan's games too, and Western games. Look, I love Western games like Titanfall 2, Spider-Man PS4, Assassin's Creed 2, the PS2 Hitman games, Ratchet and Clank, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, the Dragon. They make Wolfenstein 3D and Doom, but really, to the devs that seethe and loathe and freaking whine to death are just jealous because basically they are not happy when their game got overshadowed by a Japanese dev with experience under their belt and they used it. They didn't complain about gender equality, racial equality, rights for workers, increased wages. Instead, they focused on creating their best game, the better game. They had planning, they had training, they have thought put into it. I'm talking about Elden Ring here. And let me say this again. While I was playing multiplayer with a friend of mine in real life, I just came across a dragon out of the blue, swooping down on some lost souls and killing them instantly. No cutscene, no quick time event. Just bam, right then and there. And I was like, and I just moved away from there because I couldn't kill a dragon yet. And before I let my co-pilot, our fellow wingman in Star Wing terms for co-pilots, be on the show here, let me just let me just message Crossfight here. Let me just invite him to the show. Let's invite him to the show. I'm just going to invite Mad Matt. Sorry, Bleeding Shadow. And Mad Matt, can you do me a favor? Just can you spread the word, like, to other people as well? Yeah, I just sent you an invite just now. So, this is like total unprofessionalism. Right, I'm just seeing right now. I'm not being Mr. Weeb here. That's a part of me being Mr. Weeb is part of me. But let me just say this. I never talked crap about the customer in their face, let alone in the open while I worked at McDonald's at all, even though many of them are jerks. I just sent you an invite, Mad Matt. Go on your Twitter DM. Yes, going to Twitter DM and it's going to be a party in here. So, chat. Yes, and let me just say that. Just type it in here. So, what's good, Mad Matt? Introduce yourself.
Oh, nothing much. Just your humble heavy metal fanatic, mecha nut, and slayer of eldritch abominations.
Yeah, that's cool. Mike, what's good, my fellow? Yeah, I already said. I was talking about you just saw you just what you saw what I just shared. Seeing all these whiners and complainers instead
Oh,
of
dude,
complaining.
like there's just no end to the fucking salt from these Western devs. I mean, I'm using the finger quotes here, Doctor Evil style.
Doctor Evil, yeah, yeah, because basically, dude, like you don't do this type of stuff while you're let me say this while you're in the open. Like this is basically like complaining while in the open here. Like you just don't do all this stuff. Like get all mad and angry as being all pissed off and everything and the
Yeah,
like.
granted, I'm a bit guilty of sharing my outright hatred for anime haters, but even then, that's more concentrated and just me and making loud derision and mockery at their expense.
Yep, got a good point there, and don't know why the hell is that my connection's kind of failing and dying and whatnot. So it's probably just on my end, but let me just yeah, it's like really ridiculous. You see all these like people getting all mad, making up the UX term. I don't know what.
Okay, let me just say this:
Yeah,
UX is just fucking retarded. I mean, I can understand where it came from as a user experience, but even then, that's just retarded. What's wrong with user interface?
yeah, exactly.
I,
It's called UI.
I mean, Elden Ring has a very good user interface.
Exactly.
It,
It doesn't hold your hand.
yeah, it shouldn't hold your hand, just
Yeah,
like a proper video game it should.
yeah. Look at the Mega Man games from the '80s. They don't hold your hand.
Fuck no.
Look at Super Mario Brothers. It doesn't hold your hand.
And those are basically easy sauce games by that point in time
Yeah,
in our lives.
yeah.
And don't
Like,
even get me started on Kirby not holding your hand and still being so easy a fucking toddler could beat it.
yeah, exactly. Yup. Kirby's for kids anyway. But I just want to hear
I
your
like
thought.
Kirby.
Yeah, I like Kirby. Yeah, I like the GBA Kirby games. Nightmare Dreamland, The
I like
Amazing
Kirby
Mirror.
Superstar, bro.
That too. That's a great one as well. Also, what I just want to hear more detailed thoughts about this because basically, it's going to be a short episode of the podcast before I rearrange the podcast and whatnot because I lost track of episodes already made. Because this is on my mind for a bit now, and I need to get it out of my mind.
Yeah, don't mind if I join you because, good lord, are Western game devs so fucking salty? I mean, all those wonderful flavors of ice cream, and they chose fucking salty.
Ice cream's made out of salt, anyways. So, anyways, like it shows that they don't make good games anymore. They care about the attention.
No, they
If
don't,
it,
unfortunately.
yeah, look at
A good
Japan. If they,
Western.
oh,
Let me just bring to
you can say it
perspective.
first.
I mean, a good Western game like Doom Eternal, Ghost of Tsushima, yeah, those those only come out once every full moon,
Yeah,
under a blood red full moon.
yeah. Like basically, what I meant to say is that you don't they don't want to challenge. They don't respect the player anymore, let alone their own product. Like if you play a Western game, a lot of them are cookie cutter. I don't say Japan is guilty of this too, but that's a different thing.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, dude. I mean,
But
there
yeah,
is there is the cookie cutter moe harem slice of life nonsense. Whereas way back in the day, we used to have the ultra violence, that's the giant robots, the cyberpunk badassery, and all that awesomeness.
yeah,
Let's 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 have Japan and bring that back.
yeah. Let me just but if I meant to say that the reason why Elden Ring was great because look at their portfolio recently. They practiced and they used their skills over time and it evolved.
Damn right. Not to mention there are also times when gamers are thinking outside the box.
Yeah. We gamers put money in the industry. We fund their livelihoods. We allow them to keep their jobs.
We do not like having our intelligence insulted and teabagged.
Yup, exactly. Like basically I'm playing a freaking movie. I want to play a game. Like Mad Matt, have you watched the yesterday's or the last episode of the podcast with Mackenzie?
Oh yeah, you saw my comments on there.
Yeah, because basically I just talked about we talked about the whole we talked about this whole thing, my feelings of the Western gaming industry as a whole, and we got a good discussions and whatnot. Like basically, like it's okay. You can ask me questions to keep this interesting, but look, I'm just saying this in like he said, it's like the whole homogenized because we're from the West.
Homogenized, dude.
Homogenized.
Homogenized.
Thank you. Homogenized because they're so used
Yeah,
to seeing all this.
I think I can. Yeah, it's one of the one of the reasons why I'm very lenient on Razor Fist's bullshit opinion on most games these days, because he's not entirely off base.
Exactly. Thanks for coming, Bleeding Shadow. Thanks for dropping by. Really appreciate that. Dropping by and saying hello. And with
And
Razor Fist and his opinion
and
on
you're right about
oh
games these days being easier because of save states.
yeah, save states, yeah, that too. Thought that's only exist in emulators and also with what you call those things? Ports. I
Oh yeah,
appreciate them, but back to Razor Fist, yeah, we hit that me and Razor Fist had like differences on anime opinion. I called him out on it back in the day, and he blocked me. But I wish I can contact him now to tell him that he's right.
eh, again, he's not entirely off base with certain things, especially most anime most of the time being nothing but cutesy moe harem bullshit.
Yeah,
Like, give me give me giant robots, ultra violence, hot babes with tits, and it's in a cyberpunk dystopia, and I'm perfectly good to go.
you heard the show Luther, right? From BBC.
Nope.
It's a pretty good drama with Idris Elba, the famous actor and whatnot. Of course, you never followed him, but we talked about how like we need to like in order to evolve, we need to like Mackenzie got a good point. Japan got great ideas, but they don't know how to execute them.
Yeah,
And
that's
West
the
is
unfortunate
like they
part. I
have
mean,
like
I wish.
poor ideas but great execution.
Yeah, yeah, that's the fucked up part. I mean, Japan, great ideas, but most of the time their execution is just it just couldn't hit the landing.
Yeah, and the West
Whereas
is like
America has ideas ha, built on spit, shit, and duct tape and wholesome and good intention, and it stuck the landing. How the fuck it stuck the landing? I don't Oh,
They both failed the landing. But I have a vision that somebody is going to blend the both positives of Western execution and Western and Japanese ideas and put them in a blender.
yeah. See, also the Castlevania Netflix anime.
Yeah, that was a great one. I love that one. Don't know about the Castlevania peers or the weeb say it's not blah blah blah. It's not to the source material, dude. It's an alternative universe take. It's not canon.
Yeah, I don't view the Netflix Castlevania anime as canon anyways. I mean, if I wanted canon material, I'd play the fucking games.
Yeah, and the
Other than
games are
that,
great.
it's actually a pretty damn good alternate take on the Castlevania license, even though
Yeah, it's a
Abby Shankar
westernized.
never really played any of the Castlevania games, which he really should because they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, but you know the directors. Speaking of the Castlevania anime directors, at Adam and Sam Dietz. Wish I can put them on the podcast and talk about Castlevania and whatnot. But you're going to be my wingman on that. But let me just tell you that they played the games and it showed. The animators and the behind the scenes crew at Powerhouse show. It showed they shown their work.
Oh yeah, I mean, Addy Shankar is kind of sus on that, maybe sus, but the rest of the crew, definite Castlevania fans through and through, man.
Yeah, exactly. Through and through. Like this is like Western ideas and Japanese Western what you call it, Western execution and Japanese ideas and style and put them in a blender and that's what you get.
Yeah, that's basically what you get with the best of East and West.
Yeah. People should do that more often. Like show their
Oh
tributes
yeah,
on
definitely, man. I mean,
indie games
I've,
do it already. Katana
I've
Zero.
also heard I've also heard of a similar similar case with Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Yeah. That was probably made for the West, but that was a beautiful anime, man. Like a
Oh,
work of art.
very beautiful, and like the kind only Yoshiaki Kawajiri knows how to do.
Yeah. Exactly. Like Ninja Scroll and all that, like basically good hand drawn cell anime, like lost art now.
I
Like,
mean, anyone who tells me Ninja anime like Ninja Scroll, all anime is trash, I showed them. I showed them Ninja Scroll, and if they tell me it's still trash, I flip the middle finger because they're fucking retarded.
yeah,
See, Lance fucking Rothman.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, the one thing about another back to games here, Chrono Trigger's like having its anniversary today, and I'm really happy that Chrono Trigger's trending because that game is
And I've actually been working on playing through Chrono Trigger. Not gonna lie, dude. I mean, and let me just say,
yeah,
as good as Elden Ring is, and it is good, Chrono Trigger is quite a ways better. I mean,
agreed.
you just can't top almost perfection
Yeah,
unless we're talking Xenogears, of course.
Xenogears, especially Xenogears, is the one of few games that matches Chrono Trigger even better than it. Even though I haven't played the game in years till recently, but
And
when people always credit it.
let me
Yeah,
just say this to all
yeah,
the Ava fanboys out there:
yeah,
Xenogears curb stomps Evangelion. Sorry, not sorry. Mic drop, bitches.
yeah, yeah. I'm about to say that before I was cut it off, but basically, let me just say this: people always credit the Dream Team, Hori, Toriyama, Sakaguchi. They're great. They're legends in their own right. But they forgot another legend by the
Tetsuya
name of
Takahashi.
Masato. Yeah, he worked on that too. Masato Kaido.
Yeah, well, Tetsuya Takahashi was more the director for Xenogears.
Now, I'm not talking about Xenogears. I'm talking about Chrono Trigger. Not
Okay.
people, because basically Masato Kaito wrote the story, drew the character designs, designed the team attack mechanics, actually helped. What's that guy's name? Uh, Masuda, Yasunori Masuda, on
AKA,
his role. Actually, paced the game to be like 20 hours and be perfectly based. Helped like the game being out of development hell due to like rumored to be having problems with Sakaguchi and Hori having differences.
oh boy.
But that's just rumors though. But the main bread and butter is Masato Kaito. If you don't know what Masato Kaito is, he also did Captain Tsubasa on the NES and the Ninja Gaiden trilogy on the NES by Tecmo?
I know the Ninja Gaiden trilogy.
Yes, you watch those cutscenes, right? And how they after each stage there's like a cutscene that it's like a movie or a serial.
Yeah,
That was his work.
that was actual. That was real cinematic. That was a real cinematic experience. Last of Us 2, take notes. You could learn from this.
Yeah. But can I continue here? But basically, besides that, he also did like designs for the monsters and characters as well because he went to art school. He failed once, but he went to art school and he had an interest in drawing and writing.
Omega, I think you're cutting off.
Oh, that's my damn it! Is that my Wi-Fi signal? I thought that's only just me on my end because I can hear you perfectly clear.
Oh, I'm fine on my end, but you're kind of cutting out a bit.
Is it my internet connection? Because basically,
That
it's
may,
like
either that or your mic.
oh, so my mic here is. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, probably it's just my mic. But let me. Can you hear? Okay, so basically, all I was saying is that he had a background in like drawing and writing, which is kind of a rare in the gaming industry. Besides, if you're Daisuke Ishiwatari, but this guy has been like an animator. He worked on games before. When he worked on Square, he he did Chrono Trigger. Then he moved to Cross as well. Between Trigger and Cross, he did like Radiant Dreamers, which is a great visual novel, which you should support and buy. Radical Dreamers, yeah. Not radical. My mind's slipping off today. So
It happens to the best of us, man.
yeah, that was a great visual novel. No gameplay, an engaging story. Yes, I'm being hypocritical right now because it's Japanese, but it's a visual novel. You read, not watch cutscenes. It's like a visual book. And he also helped with Final Fantasy VII, helped with development with Xenogears as well. If you didn't notice, he
Yeah,
helped with Xenogears.
yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Kaito's pretty based motherfucker, let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Also, he did work on Final Fantasy XI before he left Square. He also did the story of FF11 because basically here, Kaito was kind of displeased when Final Fantasy XI was being developed as Final Fantasy Online, and they didn't care about the story experience. Like unlike EverQuest and Ultima Online back in the day, they had stories for the people to explore and whatnot. And Kaito said we should have a story too. So when he moved after he did Cross, he moved to Final Fantasy XI, and the directors of the game told him, "Hey, make this story up," and he did, and he wrote, and we got the first two expansions on the game, Final Fantasy XI, the first FFMMO. Yeah,
part of me wishes I was really huge into the MMO scene. I mean, the stories people tell of how of attack raids and all that, dude.
Yeah.
That is just some Dungeons and
You're breaking up, dude.
Shit, man.
Hey, you're breaking up, Matt. Sorry about that. Can you say that again? Because you're breaking up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hearing tales of players is oh, sorry. Hearing tales of players during
Oh,
raids in World of Warcraft, dude, that is the kind of stuff you'd mostly find in Dungeons and Dragons or something.
yeah, exactly. Like hearing stories of like this guy on Twitter by the name of Zeal. He told me stories about like Fantasy Star Online, which is like he had a blast
Oh
with it.
yeah,
He did.
another another awesome game. I
Same
I
here,
wish
dude.
I
I was
played
too
back in the
freaking
day.
young. I was too freaking young, man. Too damn young to experience the greatness of Fantasy Star Online. It had the perfect gameplay experience. A third-person hack and slash MMO. Perfect for me. I was too young. I was like 9 or 8. Yes, the Dreamcast is a
I was
legend.
I was actually quite old enough.
Yeah.
the The problem was convincing convincing my parents and to get me an internet connection for my Dreamcast so I could actually play the damn game with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, so different times back in the day. We'll talk about modems another time because basically hearing stories like that makes me happy. And also like
Yeah, one
yeah,
thing I do not miss about the modem days is
slow as hell internet.
that freaking sound.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't miss it at all, man. Man, so much stuff has passed on tech wise, man. Especially with the internet and computers. But that's another topic, another day. Wow. Any questions for me? Like and like basically to keep this thing going rolling?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
How far are you on Elden Ring?
Not that far. I'm still at the beginning of the game. Like
Yeah,
level
I
13
still
now.
only scratched the surface.
Same here. I don't get it how people are managing to get really far at the game despite them own having jobs, having lives, or just having depression and still manage to get far in the game even though it's an open world game that would probably take like a year or two to finish.
Yeah, that just boggles my fucking mind how people could finish a game like that so fast. Like Jesus, people.
Yeah.
There there's people like me who clearly has no life, and then there's these guys.
Yep. Yep. The whole yeah, the game. I'm savoring the game. I'm starting to get back into like the soul combat.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing. You gotta savor every moment of the game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just gonna end up being cheap, feeling
Yep.
cheap in the long run.
Yeah. Exactly. Like Fantasy Star. I just look at this footage here. Fantasy Star Online. Let me just type it up on freaking YouTube.
Or you
Fantasy
can
Star.
share it on
I'm doing that
StreamYard.
right now. Like basically doing that right now. Okay. Fantasy Star Online Dreamcast gameplay. We just like first time online. So which one I should like share? I'll share it here. Volume's low as hell, so I don't get like copyright striked.
Copyright's a bitch.
Big time indeed. So which one was first time 2001? I just want to see if that's like the whole like. I just want to see that's an actual gameplay. Holy crap, dude! Let's just like. I just saw you saw this comment right here. The guy actually discovered his video while he was chatting with a dude, chatting him a long time ago in 2001.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, amazing, man.
And people want to say There was always racism and sexism and homophobia in video games. Blah 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 blah.
No, they're not. No, they're
Jesus
not.
fucking Christ! Get a fucking grip, you wokey fucks.
Let me tell you that people online are unanimous. You don't even know who the hell they are most of the time. You don't even show a picture, or let alone their real name. You just know them by words and whatnot. Like, basically, I'm surprised how in the hell he captured this gameplay footage. The gameplay footage back in 2001.
Probably some weird ass mad science and occult magic.
Yeah, cult magic, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much the same reason why I marvel at classic game room videos.
Exactly. I love Classic Game Room. Like, he's like the legit gaming YouTubers I want to see. Like, see all the whole real games recommendations, no snide comments, no overhyped games. Like, everyone's following the
Yeah,
overhyped game instead of like,
same thing with anime. I want real fans of anime, not clout chasing dipshits.
yeah,
Looking in your general direction, Chin Bennett the Sage and Professor Otaku.
yeah. Never got an appeal of Professor Otaku. To him, he's like a pretentious douchebag.
Dude, I ain't got no clue why the dude's even fucking popular to begin with. I mean, he's basically like Movie Bob with a really shitty hipster beret.
Yeah. And he thinks of it like having a degree. I have this studies degree that's worthless and I can't get a job out of. Come on, man. If you really hate the stuff you review, try writing your own book and have us review it.
Yeah, I can pretty much tell you we're pretty much gonna trash on that piece of shit that just the same way you trashed on our entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, I'm surprised how some people managed to have recordings of the game up in 2001. Don't know how they managed to record it. Everything, though.
Again,
Yeah.
that's basically like a combination of some weird ass science and occult and
Trunks and DP. Dude, I remember when Dragon Ball Z was freaking big, man. Like, it's insane.
yeah, I never was really all that much into Dragon Ball.
I understand.
Z. I mean, I'm no hater of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I'm just not the biggest fan. I mean, I'm more of a Gundam Wing type guy, if that makes any
Same
sense.
here. Yeah, same here. I liked Gundam Wing as much as Dragon Ball Z back in the day. That got me into robots.
And there are quite a way better mecha anime, let alone Gundam, than Gundam Wing.
Yeah, let me just like go back to this other video here in the 90s. See, the guy used the VHS tapes for this next video here. Legit Dreamcast. No emulator, nothing. Look here. Amazing.
That's a real right there, man.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. Wished I was experienced Phantasy Star Online in its prime. Thousands of hours, years. Artsy, man. The game saved me from suicide. The 11-year-old poor kid that weighed 360 pounds. I'm half that, but I miss my PSSO friends. Wow, man. I was so close to a guy named Akuma. Still remember him. Still have to have a metaverse version of PSO to play to earn mode so I can make a living through it. My first MMO dial-up internet. Mom couldn't figure out why the phone line was tied up all day. One of my favorite games of all time. Let me see all this.
Yeah, that was the struggle of convincing my parents to actually give me an internet connection to Fantasy Star Online.
Yeah, look at this,
They
man.
still said no, but can't blame a guy for trying.
Man, $1,500 phone bill. That's a spanking right there, man.
Let me just quote Chris Rock. Get low, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fast. The old hood, the palace menu. 3,000 hours. Holy crap. Whole world about to be turned off, and he knew it was the end of the era. So look at the comments is just as banging to watch while the gameplay's playing around. Like basically, this is amazing, man. FF14 was one of the FF14 around Yoshida era and the prime peak of World of Warcraft only matched this. If you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're actually making single player content for Final Fantasy 14 too.
Wow.
That just goes to show you how much love and dedication for Final Fantasy 14 and people
Yep.
have got.
Yep. Amazing.
And it kind of makes me want to dive in too, fully for the storytelling content.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
I've heard many good things about the storytelling in Final Fantasy 14, especially when it comes to the what the fuck am I thinking about? Ugh.
Yeah, like crazy, man. Like I heard the same thing too.
Oh, and guess what? Final Fantasy 14 even got Gundams.
Yep, Mecha as well. Yep.
You don't see that from any other Final Fantasy game, unless we're talking 6, and even then we're not even talking Gundam like, more photons, steampunk style.
Yep. Yep, man. Like those were some good old times, man. We missed out, but still, back gaming, like single player gaming, was amazing, both Eastern and Western. Like basically, like so many memories, and it respected players.
And great, man. I mean, that's what video game developers should be focusing on. The experience, man.
Yeah. Exactly. They don't focus on the experience at all. Like they don't even care. They think they're like, oh, I'm a game dev, so I should get all this fame and clout. Like I'm an actor from Hollywood.
Yeah, that's just the same bullshit that gave Screamo such a bad rap, and why it was a stain on the metal community. Like,
yep.
Like there are these high school kids who are trying way too hard to be all hardcore and brutal and death metal and all that, when they look about as lip-wristed as a fucking beanpole.
Yeah, or a K-pop dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real metalheads do not look like fucking K-pop singers, man. I'm sorry. Hell, yeah. Japanese metal bands are laughing at you.
Yeah. Yep.
Legit,
and they're a different breed.
Japanese metal bands like Anthem or X Japan or Sex Machine Guns.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel ya, man. Like, bro, like, it's like so many clout chasers and fakes. Like, don't even like the gamer as a whole has a different taste than the whole industry. And we as gamers are not.
That's basically why I keep quoting Man of War. Wimps and posers leave the fucking hall immediately.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, these fucking fake ass motherfuckers coming into our fucking hobby and tell me we've always been a fan. Name one game you've played from the 90s, asshole. Come
Yep.
on, I'm waiting.
Yeah. You just said, oh yeah, I'm just looking at some tweets right now. So sorry about that,
Yeah,
dude.
I know, dude.
But
It's
let me
not
just, yeah, the whole thing about this whole course here is that like they just don't care anymore. Like it's going to
we're
cause
talking.
another gaming collapse. Like,
It's not that they don't care. It's that they're being replaced by people that never cared to begin with.
yep. Like look at I want a first person shooter game like Doom or Titanfall 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's still Doom 2016 and Eternal. They still got most of the original dev team, and with a few other people who are just as passionate about the Doom franchises as the old guard.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you can't talk shit about John Romero. I'm sorry, baby. The man's a fucking rock star in the fucking video game industry.
Yep. He started the first person shooter genre before you were
Damn
like breaking
fucking
up.
right. I mean, the dude was a fucking metalhead who basically wanted to make his own most metal video game ever made.
Yeah, and
And
he did it
did it
twice.
thrice even.
Yeah. Don't know he makes video games now, but wish I could put him on the podcast if he wasn't so busy or hard to reach. Don't know how these people, independent YouTubers like me, like able to reach out to former devs and people and interview them.
Dude, it would be cool if we actually had someone like John Romero on the show because the amount of gushing about heavy metal and ultra violence and pizza. Woo!
Pizza. Woo! Who
Like,
misses that? Eat pizza all day and whatnot while we're having our dinner or overtime. Like, you feel me, man? What
damn
happened to
right.
what happened to those devs? Like, eat pizza, talk about our interest, like making the best game of all time, or try to. But seriously, now these devs these days want to be like Starbucks and whatnot. That ain't metal, man.
No, it's not. Starbucks
Overpriced.
many things, pretentious, hackneyed, need hack fraud bullshit, eh, overrated coffee.
Yeah.
But metal, fuck no. Besides, I I could find a better. I could find more. I could find more metal coffee from a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. Yup, you got a point there. Not even Dunkin' Donuts anymore. I prefer. Speaking of donuts, I prefer my giant my local grocery store Giants donuts. They're the make the best donuts, my opinion. Animens and whatnot. Yep.
Oh, dude, Edmonds, man.
Ooh, man. Exactly. I'm like,
They're basically like crack to me, dude.
yeah, crack. The coffee flavored donuts are the best ones, man. Like
Oh
you get them
man,
out the box and they're
flavor,
perfect pot.
coffee flavored anything is fucking dope. Like you you'd think coffee flavored anything would taste like something out of Satan's asshole, but
Yeah,
it actually doesn't.
yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Man, wish I could not break up with you, so that'll be bad look on the podcast if my internet connection's not up to stuff.
Hey, wouldn't be a podcast without technical difficulties.
Yeah. You got a point there, dude. You got a point there. Let me just we need to like plan out and see like how we can get people and get them on the podcast.
Yeah, if good old Ollie Barton is able to get some big interviews with some of the biggest names in the Japanese anime industry, why not
Sadly,
us?
yeah. But he also knows Japanese and probably he planned it over time, over months or even a year. And plus, he had connections anyway, so there. Because I tried getting Ollie on the podcast, but his busy schedule prevented it.
Yeah,
Seriously. He's a
ain't that
great
about
dude.
a bitch?
He's a great dude. Love
Oh
his
yeah,
work.
he is. I mean,
He got me into the rabbit hole of Mecha, and I never left it.
dude, I was in the Mecca before I discovered Cacophonous, and
Yeah,
I gotta say,
yeah,
my hats off to this base motherfucker right there.
yeah. Brady did some like interview with
Especially
another big.
considering motherfucker got me into Armored Core really hardcore.
Yeah, was deep into Armored Core before I found Copahangis's work.
Cacophonous?
Cacophonous. Thank you for pronouncing his name right.
No problem.
Loved the internet back in the day when I graduated high school, 2008, 2010,
And
2011
the
era.
internet was an awesome thing back then. Why is it not awesome anymore?
Because of pretentious hipster culture.
And globalist assholes wanting
Yeah,
to control everything.
yeah.
Speaking of which, we got ourselves a Russian bot.
Oh yeah. From today. Yeah, another Russian bot. Yeah, so we're not talking about politics, so good luck.
Dude. I get you're kind of pissed off with Putin and all that, but don't take it out on us, please, for the love of
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. I'm just like right now I'm watching a basketball game, like getting a glimpse of a college basketball game. For some reason, college basketball is better than NBA. But I know you don't watch sports, but that's a random thing. Like I'm starting to get into like sports and whatnot. Like and
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm more. If I actually watch sports, it damn well better be Mutant League. I know I'm a fucking psychopath.
yeah,
Sue me.
yeah. Mutant League, yeah, yeah. So, any last words before we go? Because it's supposed to be like a really short episode today, and I wish you can go on a bit longer, but I just ran on topics to say for right now and already did my point here.
Yeah, not much for me except be excellent to each other and party the fuck on, dudes, and fuck game journalists. Unless your name's Ollie Barter or Tony Polanco, in which case you in the club, buddy.
Yeah, excuse me, but that my nose is a little bit stuffy. So, this is if you enjoy this podcast, for those who are watching the archive version, don't forget to check out my other videos and podcast episodes. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, big red subscribe button, and that blue bell. Until then, this is your boy, the Omega Katana, leaving the Dimension podcast. Till then, sayonara.
Peace.